So, for anyone that's maybe watching the podcast or listening later on, give us a really quick overview as far as who you are as a creator, what you're
Mhm.
working on, things like that.
So my name is Vaughn Coleman. I'm the writer and creator of a comic book called Phenomenova. I initially majored in filmmaking, and then I had liked comics, but I didn't really start looking at them as oh, I'm gonna create them until when I was in college, and I fell in love with them there, like more so than I already was. And I started doing like deep dives. And since then, I've dove into doing like indie comics. I got my superhero book, Phenomenova, that is set 20 years after World War III and follows a brand new generation of superheroes.
What is Phenomenova about?
So, Phenomenova is set 20 years after World War III and follows the son of a World War III veteran who is struck by lightning while holding a mysterious crystal and gets lightning powers and super speed. Now, armed with these powers, and inspired by those that came before him during the war, he's like, I want to be a superhero. And so he attempts to stop a heist at a nuclear reactor. Things go terribly wrong, but ultimately the goal is he's now going to be taken in by one of the veteran superheroes who fought during the war and training him to become a member of a new generation of heroes, a team called Phenomenova.
What made you decide to do like the superhero genre? Because there's so many, indie books, mainstream books that are doing superheroes. I am always curious what made you decide this is the genre I want to tell the story.
Man, well, I had the idea when I was a little kid. Initially, it was a movie idea. I was in like second grade, and then it evolved into like an animated series idea, and then eventually evolved back into comic. So it was an idea I've had for a while, and the more I got engrossed in the superhero genre, the more I realized how special. And what I also like about the superhero genre is how you can touch on so many ideas and so many big budget ideas, and it's like the way like these superhero stories keep going and going and going and reinventing themselves. And I think it was when I was in college, it was Chris Claremont's X-Men run I started reading for the first time, and just seeing that story go. I was like, look at what he's doing with comics, like compared to like what films. Like they can't. If you have a 10-year plan in the MCU, they can't touch what you do. Imagine how 10 years worth of issues. Like I'm like, this is nuts. And something about the creativity behind that was special. And I also just realized like how personally special to me the superhero genre was. And so I was like, well, if I'm doing it, I'm going to do like my ultimate love letter to the superhero genre. I'm not just going to throw out, here's a cool power. I'm going to do like everything I love. And I was like, let me just throw everything into this because I know I could bring a lot of special stuff to this.
Now, as a new writer into comics, what are some of the pitfalls that